and we have liftoff. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
We've got wood.
Hope y'all are having a fantastic Thursday. If you are, it's about to get a lot worse. No, I'm joking. Y'all,
No, he's not.
yeah, no, I'm not joking. No, it's going to get great, dude. I mean, mostly everyone has tomorrow off, and we're celebrating 250 years of freedom, baby. So, you know, I mean, it's going to get better.
We've got freedom and we've got heat.
But I don't know. I mean, Adam, maybe you're right, because you know what they say, it has to get worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
So
It's going to get worse.
we'll go back to the original comment. All right, ladies and gentlemen, go fill up your cup and come on back, sit down with us. We're gonna, just go about some rambling like we always do. See y'all in 30 seconds.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing there, Mr. Squire?
Pretty good. Well, still dealing with the chest cold. I've had it since last Monday, so it's not going away yet.
Did you go to the doctor?
Nope. I'm kind
That's
of
probably fucking lying.
let it run,
Jesus
of course. A little Mucinex and Benadryl. Yeah, it's pretty nasty. I mean, my voice has gotten a little bit better, but
No, it hasn't.
Yeah, about to say I don't know about all that. But
I
said that might be making a leap right there that we're all not ready to take.
Hey, I still sound sexy. I'll sound sexy. You're just jealous.
Well, whatever your therapist tells you to reaffirm to yourself.
Your mirror talk every morning. He was smart. He was kind. He was important.
He has one of those smart mirrors, that you buy on TikTok. That tells you daily affirmations about yourself, and it has a schedule.
Yeah.
It was a great movie, actually.
Yeah, it was. A chocolate pie. Hey, let me ask you guys a question. I'm sure everybody's got a comment, because you make comments, I'm sure, around your house. But, hey, this is an open forum. But what do you think about this whole big social movement and all these socialists getting elected all across the country all of a sudden? This big push. Have you guys been watching this?
Look,
It's all up in Jeff's neck of the woods. It's in Jeff's neck of the woods, and as long as that disease stays up there, I'm just fine with it.
It's pretty interesting.
Cycle.
How it's I mean, I don't think it's going
And Adam is
to
hating
grow legs or anything, but it's kind of
Nobody can hate that mustache, baby.
I think the only movement exists in the news, and what you're simply watching is called an election cycle. And the only people calling them socialists are the anti-socialists.
100% agree.
Like,
yeah,
and it's not saying that there are not people out there who are further or more extreme left, but that's
the news is no longer for the people. They're for an agenda, and that's it. They're for the agenda themselves.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's. I don't think it'll grow legs, but it's just getting a lot of attention right now. But you're right. It's election year. It's just
I mean, not for nothing too, though. If you look at just the last 10 years, anytime there's an extreme movement, if you will, there is a rebound, whether you like it or not. And that's what we're seeing right now from the last administration, which is what we were seeing from the administration before that. It would be nice if somebody actually gave two shits about the people instead of just going further and further apart.
There's a thought.
But
that's not going to happen, because the news medias are pitting each other against. I mean, they're pitting everybody against each other, and it's just
my friend, it is not the news media; it is the people who pay for the news media.
That's
right.
It's money.
Yeah,
it's money.
The news media.
Money doesn't care about parties.
Money is the directive.
Yep.
Spencer, before we got talking on politics, I was going to tell you, The Help was actually filmed partially across the street from my sister's house.
Really?
Is that the one about LBJ or the no? Sorry,
no,
I don't know then.
It's
a really good movie. Very
actually, it really is a good movie.
What movie is that?
The Help.
It's really
good. I have to go check it out.
I saw that.
It's a great movie. I like it. So
I haven't even heard of it.
So what do you think about Trump flying around on that badass new Air Force One? That's a sweet looking plane. Have you seen it?
Hadn't seen it.
Oh my God, you got to look at it. It is beautiful. I mean, it looks a lot better with the red striping on it versus.
That's not his plane. That belongs to the Emirates.
Yeah, no, it's ours now. But
I knew you talked that way.
God, it's a beautiful, beautiful plane. They did a phenomenal job on the color scheme and everything. Maybe one day Pedro will be. Do what?
I'm drinking Moroccan coffee this morning.
I didn't know you were a fan of Morocco.
No, it's somebody sent it to me. It's coffee that was originally founded in 1910 in Marrakech.
That was like 5 years after you were born, right?
No, that was 5.
5 millennia.
Man, it's a brutal freaking bunch
Excuse
of
me. I'm
guys.
sorry. Thanks for the correction, John.
Yeah.
Anytime. No, I haven't had Moroccan coffee in probably 20 years. Man, it is very good stuff. Very good stuff. I think the only coffee that I liked more than Moroccan is actually Turkish coffee.
Yeah.
Turkish
coffee.
You mean Turkey?
What the hell?
I don't know. I'm getting like
Turkey
lost
A.
here.
Turkey A coffee.
Pedro's making sure everybody's paying attention.
I'm just trying to figure this out here, man.
Hold on a
Just
second.
keep-
How about
just
Road
keep doing
Dog
what
coffee?
you're doing, man?
That's what I'm drinking this morning. I'm drinking Smokey and the Bandit cold brew.
There you go.
Guys, I'm embarrassed to
That's
tell you what I'm drinking right now.
I know what you're drinking. You're drinking one of them matcha teas, aren't you?
Me? Fuck no, dude. I'm a man. I drink black coffee.
Listen.
Only Wimp
listen.
Street tea. Only
Listen.
Wimp Street tea. Come on.
That neck brace changes you, man. It's-
Brother, I like my coffee like I like my men. Strong and black.
Okay.
It's been a great run, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, that right there.
Great run.
That's-
Thanks
That time of the show, we just got
Roll
banned.
that B7. Roll that beautiful
Almighty.
bead footage.
Hey, we're 2 weeks in.
that was the best. That's the one right there.
We are
That's the comment of the day right there. Okay, everyone cut that out for their shorts.
Where's that
Or
little
their
blurb
shorts.
about not being offended and not suing people? What?
Yeah.
Can we show that real quick?
We need a disclaimer. Quick, get the attorney on.
Yeah, so
Oh,
we are
God.
2 weeks in to John Cantera's return, and now we're getting canceled. It was a short run for
I
John.
knew that would
That's what
happen. I
happens.
just knew that was going to happen.
All because of the guy who didn't see the guy coming to his side and broadside.
That's right.
I mean, in my defense, I saw him when he was in the front seat with me, and I wasn't driving, so I couldn't do anything about it.
You could have screamed like a girl.
That might have happened. Although the driver, who many of you know, Scott Cleary, he screamed, but it wasn't like a girl. And there was only one word he screamed, and it was a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
whoops.
Yeah, he just started yelling F-bombs and a lot. So
That's fair. Well, so speaking of Morocco, they advanced in the World Cup. There were some serious upsets this last week.
Yeah, I watched the USA. last night.
USA. Great
Dude,
game last-
listen, last night stressed me the hell out. Okay,
I was unbelievable.
Balogun getting red carded for
I
that
couldn't
was
believe
the
that.
biggest load of crap.
That was a bullshit call, man.
It
So-
was a
so-
bullshit call.
I was watching the game, but I missed that part because I left my dinner a little bit early.
So
What
Balogun
happened?
Balogun was tangled up with a guy from the Bosnian team.
Is that the guy that hurt his
and
ankle on the
going
Bosnian
after the
team? that was
ball.
Holding his ankle?
Well, yeah, he was holding his ankle. So
Yeah,
when they came down, Balogun accidentally stepped on his ankle. Like there was
Yeah, I
nothing
saw
he
that
could do.
play.
He wasn't even
Didn't do it
facing
purposely.
Yeah.
facing the right direction. Nothing he could do. And VAR called it, and the referee instantly red carded him. It was bullshit.
Yeah, I saw it on Sports Center this morning. They were showing the highlights, and they were saying something about he purposely stepped on it. And like, and when you watch it in slow motion, you can see clearly his head's turned away, but you can't. I don't know. They're both going for the ball. I mean,
It's part of
things
the
like
They're
game.
both going for the ball. So here's the stupid part of this, right? Messi did the same thing, and it was a lot more intentional earlier in the tournament.
well, that's messy.
And of course, they didn't red card Messi.
No,
they're not
no.
gonna red card Messi.
Messy.
No,
Or
but he's
Ronaldo.
out for the
Messi.
next game too, Adam. He's
Yeah.
gone.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's what happens when you get a red card. Like you're suspended for that game and the next game.
Yeah,
and they called it dangerous play. But if you're not in control of where your foot is landing because you can't
Right.
see it,
Yeah.
that shouldn't be called on that player. I mean,
Amen.
a yellow maybe, but a red, it was unnecessary.
Is that can they challenge that?
No.
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 Mhm.
I don't know anything about soccer.
So now we're up against
not like NFL.
Belgium on Monday, and we are
Yeah.
in for it because
No, I think we're going to win.
Balogun was our number one striker.
I don't
He's
know
had
his
more goals
name.
in the tournament than anybody else. And what's weird is that, one of the cool things about the World Cup is a lot of these big super clubs are going to sign a lot of these players that played really well in the tournament. So Balogun currently plays for Monaco in the French league. I foresee him going to one of the top 5 clubs in the near future for the English Premier League.
How about Freeman? How about Freeman, the kid, that 20-year-old kid?
I don't like him.
I love him.
Like him.
I think he's great.
I don't think he's great. I don't think he has good passes to the center of the box. I don't think he has super good ball control. Yeah. We have so many better options. He's a good kid. He's just not my favorite. He needs time. He'll get there.
I like the kid.
But I was at England and DR Congo yesterday, and the goalie from DR Congo, I don't know how he's not already an English Premier League first goalie, because he was incredible. It was just some of the greatest soccer I've seen in a long time. And DR Congo scored first. They got first blood, and the fans were just beside themselves. The English were convinced they were going home. And then all of a sudden England showed up in the second half and got 2 back-to-back goals.
So who is the guy? The buddy I was with last night, had a dinner with. He went to college, played soccer, was picked to try out for the Olympic team. He's 60 years old now, but this was like years and years ago, obviously. But we were talking last night watching the game, and he pointed out one of the players for us, number 13. He's the blonde-headed guy with the man bun, number 13. He actually plays.
Oh, Ream, Tim Ream.
Yeah, because I asked him. I said, "Well, Adrian, is there anybody that plays on the USA team from the Charlotte MLS team?" He goes, "Yeah, that guy right there." He happened to be on the screen at the time, but so yeah, he plays down in Charlotte.
Yeah, I think Ream's our captain. Actually, he's a really good defender.
Yeah,
he's pretty good.
Of course, it's
pretty cool to have a guy from North Carolina on there.
Yeah, I mean, you got Pulisic, you got Captain America, and then you got Weston Kenny and Sergio Dest, and I forget Alex's last name, but we've got a pretty solid team this year. And being a huge soccer fan, watching us get eliminated before the knockout rounds in the last World Cup, this is incredible to watch. Like, I'm trying to put together a watch party for Monday in my neighborhood, just because bringing people together, especially on our 250th anniversary, is something super cool.
With him getting knocked out of the next game in Belgium, from what Adrian said, that Belgium game is going to be really tough.
Belgium's going to be extremely tough. It'll be good that we'll be back at 11, but Balogun is so good at irritating defenders and catching them off guard, and that was
he's kind of like the Dennis Rodman of soccer, right? How Dennis Rodman
he's not
obnoxious.
He's only 24. He's not really obnoxious. He's good at
just
pissing them off. Yeah.
He's there.
He is there.
That's what Dennis Rodman
was constantly moving. He's pulling defenders off their point, off their guard, and he's an annoyance.
Yeah.
And he is so good at getting balls in the goal inside that 6-yard box.
Yeah, he is pretty good. I mean, I've watched him. I'm not, I don't follow soccer really, but I've watched some of the games. He kind of stands out.
Yeah.
He does.
So we'll see what happens Monday. I mean, it's been a crazy week. Like I said, with upsets, Germany has gone home. They got eliminated.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The other thing yesterday was Senegal. Senegal got screwed. I don't know if anybody watched that game, but they were winning. Who are they playing? I forget. Let me look it up real quick. Hang on.
So how many people here think that soccer
Oh, they
is
played
now
Belgium.
going to become the great American pastime over American football?
It's going to continue growing.
Yeah, I
I
believe
don't
so.
think I don't think that'll happen anytime soon. Maybe 10, 20 years from now, maybe.
It's going to
But-
continue growing. It is gaining massive popularity. I mean, I coach,
It is.
and
It
we don't have near enough coaches for the number of kids signing up to play. I mean,
Right.
on average, I've got 20 to 22 kids on my team, and you really need to be no more than 17 or 18. And the sheer number of kids in North Florida playing is incredible. And you look at Florida as a whole, and I mean there are a ton of tournaments constantly. But I was saying Belgium played Senegal yesterday. That's how we found out we're playing Belgium Monday. But
Yeah.
Senegal got absolutely screwed with a penalty kick that shouldn't have been, and then Belgium had a handball in the very last minute of the game inside the 18-yard box that should have been a PK for Senegal, and they didn't get it. They were given a free kick instead, and the guy, he choked and kicked it high above the goal, and it's just sad, man. I was rooting for them because they were clearly an underdog, and they showed up and they performed. It was an incredible show.
So this weekend, there's a couple of big events happening. One being the July 4th, and the Trump is guaranteed the biggest fireworks show in the history. It's going to be the biggest, most grand thing you've ever seen. Can't wait to see that.
God, here we go.
Number two,
It's going to be huge.
number two, and I know all of you all are going to be glued to the TV. I know it, to watch Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift get married.
Not.
Hey, did you see the video of them loading up all the stuff at Madison Square Garden?
No, but I'm sure.
Did you see who was there? Who delivered the T Swift wedding?
Oh,
No.
Swift? Yeah, I
The
saw
big
Swift
blue
there.
star, baby.
Oh, it wasn't Swift. Okay.
No, she doesn't have controlling interest in that company. No, the big blue star was there putting the stage together, putting everything together.
That's pretty cool. That is kind of crazy how, I mean, the traffic and everything that's going to be, just the chaos around that this weekend for that wedding is
Well, they've been predicting that wedding for the last 2 years, ever since they saw them at the Super Bowl where the Eagles won.
Yeah, it'll last another 2-ish years. That's fine.
I wonder what the prenup looks like.
I was thinking that too just now. That's funny.
He'll be set forever. He'll get alimony.
He was set forever already.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Remember the guy who's
really-
married to
they'll really be set
Jessica
for-
Simpson,
I just-
Nick, whatever?
I
and then-
don't play into celebrities, man. Who
Yeah.
cares? They're
I've never been one to get starstruck either. I mean, it's been years ago, but my ex-wife and I and her mom and our son, we went out to Beverly Hills. We were going out there actually to go see Celine Dion when she was at the Caesar's Palace in Vegas, because her mom was a big Celine Dion
Is
fan.
that the real Caesar's Palace?
Yeah, well, yeah, the
Caesar actually lived there?
Coliseum out there, or
Really?
whatever it's called, where she performed. But we pulled up to the hotel and we were staying at, and I got out of the car and was walking up the red carpet and actually bumped shoulders with Nev Campbell. And she was like coming out of the hotel. She was in tears. I don't know what was going on, but we bumped shoulders. She turned around and said, "Excuse me," and I obviously said, "Excuse me," too. But yeah, it was pretty cool. But
How are you not married to Nev Campbell by now?
And then I had like a 5-minute conversation with Val Kilmer at the hotel lobby one night. Cool guy, but yeah, and getting starstruck is just insane. People
But
get-
I lived in.
I would only get starstruck.
Oh my
with
God.
something like Christ, I'm losing names right now. Son of a bitch.
Captain Kangaroo.
Someone like Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill, because I'm a huge
Rogers.
Star Wars nut.
Yeah.
I actually met Fred Rogers. I actually
very
did
cool.
meet him in my younger days. Yeah, because I
You
actually
said
went.
Fred Rogers or Roger Rabbit? Who'd you say?
Now, I did get to meet Gronkowski once, and that was every bit of Gronk as you would imagine. It was the night before a charity event in Boston, and Gronk has a couple charity teams that were running the marathon. And so I'm like, I don't get starstruck often, but this is Gronk. I'm from Massachusetts. Like, come on, I got to say hi to this guy. And I see him in the restroom of all places. So it's just him and I. We're both at the urinals, but I have to say something to him. So this guy that I used to work with, he used to always say, like,
talking. Like,
here we go. We're getting canceled again. Here we go.
It won't be too bad. Well, it will. It's Gronk. You might want to get like the beep button ready. But so I just say, well, this is awkward. Kind of a dry humor thing. This guy I used to say. And so then Gronk, my large piece or my short piece. And I'm like, I'm not looking. I think he was trying to get me to look. So finally I just go, well, now this is awkward. And he starts laughing. I laugh. That's the whole story. But like, that was Gronk, man. And it was just every bit of a goofball as you would have imagined.
The best part of that whole story is you froze during the punchline.
No, that was in real life too.
Oh.
Yeah,
I lived in Nashville for 11 years. So you see quote unquote celebrities everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, just walking down the street, living their normal lives, and you learn to just treat them like humans. I mean, I went to church with.
It's becoming the Beverly Hills of the East Coast, I guess.
Well, I went to church with Taylor Swift, with Trace Adkins, with Troy Gentry from Montgomery Gentry. Like,
did Taylor sing in the choir?
No, I met Lee Greenwood. Which, that's pretty awesome. He went to church with me and he sang in the choir or with the choir occasionally. Super nice guy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you just learn to treat people like people. And
I mean, they're just normal people. They just do something different than we do. And, they
got lucky and make a whole lot of money doing it.
On TV,
I think the favorite celebrity that I ever ran into that was a normal guy to me was Rev Run from Run DMC. I did stage security when I was a bouncer at a very popular college bar called the Stone Balloon back in Delaware, and they performed there, and it was probably one of the best concerts I ever saw, and I was working it. Actually, I don't know if you guys know this. Who remembers the Beastie Boys?
Yeah.
Mike D, Mike Diamond. Mike Diamond was actually in the audience, and they pulled him up on stage. I actually lifted Mike Diamond up onto the stage.
What?
And they performed together.
The Beastie Boy or the guy who works for Sunset Transportation?
Awesome.
I said the Beastie Boy or the guy who works for Sunset Transportation. I don't know if you know him, but his name is Michael Diamond, and I can't help. Every time I talk to him, I'm like, is your name Michael Diamond? Nah, mine's Clarence. Every time I talk to the guy.
That's funny.
I played poker in Vegas with Wolford Brimley one time.
Oh my gosh!
And I mean, and it was.
I mean, the resemblance was uncanny. Did you think you were his long lost cousin?
Did you try to sell him diabetes supplies?
Well, the funny part was that the table you would figure somebody with all that money would play at the big tables, but he wasn't. He was playing with all the regular people.
He's playing with the poor people.
Yeah.
Well, how do you think wealthy people keep their money? They don't play at the tables.
But he was cool. I mean, he was cool. I mean, he didn't just sit over there and just play cards. I mean, he actually talked to all of us. I mean, just if you asked him a question, he'd answer it. And I thought that was pretty cool.
Pedro, who have you met famous?
I don't know really. I mean, I almost met Shania Twain.
Almost and hand grenades.
No, I mean, her tour bus came through our town because the driver knew someone that worked at a bar a friend of mine's mom worked at. We were just so happened to be going there to get money for dinner, and her tour bus was there. She just got done in Dallas, but she wouldn't let us on the bus, but we did get to seeing it. I met some wrestlers when I was in Florida, like Vader. I met Vader. I met Big John Studd. I met Razor Ramon, Scott Nash before they were famous.
Yeah.
Ricky Steamboat. Ricky Steamboat lives right down the road over here in Lake Norman.
So I grew up. My I guess you'd call her my babysitter, but was more like a grandmother to me. Her next door neighbor was the mom of Jerry Lawler.
Oh, that's cool.
So I got to know Jerry and Brian Christopher. I played Legos and shit with Brian Christopher before he ever became famous.
I don't know if I've ever met anyone famous. Honestly, I don't know who said it because I'm over here working, but I'm not really a freak out about celebrity people, and like honestly, people that do, I'm like, I don't know. It's just fucking weird to me. I don't get it. Doesn't make sense to me. I'm like, yeah, cool. They're a I don't know. Like, to me, it's more about, I don't feel like wasting my time and going up and waiting to have a conversation. I don't know. I just don't freak out over celebrities. So Taylor Swift could be standing next to me. I could give two shits less. Like, doesn't matter to me. I mean, I might ask her, hey, are you buying? That's probably about it. You know what I mean? But
you really
I met two presidents.
Now, see, that I would probably freak out at. I would say I'm not a celebrity person, but like if I met a president or someone who, like, a Medal of Honor winner, I'd geek out over that shit. Like, to me, that would freak me out. Or, you know what I mean?
Shreveport, when I was stationed in Shreveport, Barksdale Air Force Base, we hosted one of the last ever Medal of Honor conferences, and I got to go to a luncheon with all of the living Medal of Honor recipients. We're all in that.
That's really cool.
Yeah, like I said, see that me.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'd freak out, or so, like, I mean, or someone like Neil Tyson or whatever, like people like that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. To me, those folks are more interesting than an actor. Not taking away from any of those folks, but you know,
I did meet Bruce Willis once.
That would be a cool one.
And I'll tell you, the actual interaction was very, very, very subtle. He was sitting behind me at a nightclub. We're going back like 30 years ago almost, like 25 years ago. I knew the general manager he walked him to a seat right behind me. And so after about an hour, turned over, just kind of like forced that accidental eye contact, like got the, like, you know, the nod, hey, how you doing? But that was the end of our interaction. And then I proceeded to get drunk. And then I went out to breakfast the next day and started telling all these wild stories about how I was hanging out with Bruce Willis all night. And I was still drunk at breakfast. So I was like being elaborate. One girl was so dumb. She's like, what did he say? I was like, he said, I see dead people. It's just like coming up with the most crazy shit. But it literally was like, hey, how you doing? And he kind of nodded back. And that was enough for me. But
yeah. Back when we had Allstate Express, so we did a lot of business with ABF, their time critical department, and a buddy of mine, Chris Kane, that ran that department. We went to a transportation conference down in Miami at Doral, and play golf, and I did get to meet Trump right when he bought Doral Resort in Miami. This was, you know, obviously way before he became president, but we were walking back. Just got done playing golf, and the Miami Dolphins every year hosted like this big golf tournament. So I met Ed Too Tall Jones, played at Dallas, and some other players and NFL guys, because we were out there doing cigars. But Chris and I were walking back towards our rooms, and out of the corner of my eye, I saw this guy and two other maintenance dudes just kind of milling around, looking at the foundation of the building, and just kind of turned to look, and it was Trump. You know, he had his khaki pants on, his white golf shirt, and his hat. He's getting ready to go play golf. But they were looking at the foundation in the bushes, and like looked like he was inspecting things, and they kind of fell in behind us as we were, walking down the pathway, and just kind of turned around. Chris kind of turned around and introduced himself, and I introduced myself and shook his hand. Extremely nice guy, very humble, very down to earth, very approachable. It was really cool. That was right when he bought Doral Resort.
I saw Rick Ross and Hialeah cold calling once. Speaking of Doral and Hialeah, this was back in like 2006, back when I was reselling DHL. Me and this kid were just running up and down these warehouses up in Hialeah all day. And all of a sudden there's like this small crew sitting outside, a couple pallets outside, like just a small like storage place, basically. And I didn't know who it was. And so my buddy's like, shh, I got this. I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. So he kind of goes and just does his pitch. And then he starts to walk away. And I'm like, all right, why do you get all excited? And then the guy goes, yo, new album drop next Tuesday. And then all of a sudden my buddy just came alive and he was like, yo, dude, you're hot up in Tampa. I didn't know who it was right away still. And then he was like, oh yeah, you know the song? Let me hear it. He's literally rapping Every Day I'm Hustling with Rick Ross in the middle of like Hialeah on a Tuesday morning. And this is the kid who told tall tales all the time. So nobody would have believed him if I wasn't standing there. But that was like a cool 30-second interaction where they're just jamming out together. And we're like, all right, see you later. Would have been nice if we got the sale. But anyways, that was Rick Ross.
Rick's mom was my neighbor when I lived in Memphis.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was there on a regular.
Was he hustling then too, or was he
every day is hustling, baby? No, dude, they constantly they had a used car lot there, so like they constantly had Porsche Carreras and Porsche SUVs in the driveway, and you're just like, all right.
Jeez.
Super nice people though, down to
earth. Mr. Cantera, what's going on in the transportation world? I guess we need to talk about trucking a little bit, don't we?
I mean, if we must.
Well,
get our ratings up.
Modus is still a freaking nightmare for everyone.
I saw an article that a lot of people are still dealing with that.
Yeah, I was reading an article by Danielle Chaffin yesterday, and she had indicated that there's probably 7.9 million files that have to get transferred over into the Modus system, and only about 40,000 have actually fully transferred. So if that's any indicator as to how long it's going to take to fix all this stuff, I got no idea.
So what's the answer? I mean, so what are people supposed to do until all that happens? I mean,
that's a great question. And I don't know what the best answer is. What a lot of brokers that I know of are doing is if Safer, Modus, and SMS match in terms of identifying whether or not an authority is active, then they usually say, okay, it's probably active. Myself, I've been texting my contact at FMCSA at least twice a day to validate somebody. And thankfully he's been responding, but it's no guarantee. You just don't know what to do anymore because there's no real source of truth. Right. That's the real hard part about what's going on out there. SMS, the closest I've come to as an ideal source of truth, but even that's a month old. Like the next update to SMS, they only update it once a month, and the next update for SMS is next week. So it's really difficult to guess what's going on. So if all of our systems line up as to somebody's authority, then it's a green light. But if Safer or Modus indicate they're out of service for whatever reason, I just can't risk it. Not unless I've got firm confirmation from somebody at FMCSA. I can't risk it.
Yeah, it's putting a huge negative impact on a lot of people out there. I don't know. I mean, it's a mess. It's an absolute mess.
Yeah, and of course the bad guys are already trying to find their way around Modus. I've been reading that there's a bunch of. Oh, of course. But the latest thing that I've been seeing that I have confirmed is, of course, you're all aware of WhatsApp and the different message groups that are out there. You wake up one morning, if you have WhatsApp on your phone, I deleted it a long time ago. If you have WhatsApp on your phone, you wind up getting thrown into groups all the time for no reason whatsoever. And people find themselves get thrown into these groups and they start advertising these turnkey passive income opportunities. Well, there's one that offers 15% of revenue for you as an American to go and get a DOT number.
Really?
Okay. And then they will run the operation for you. Wow. All you have to do is get the DOT number and the MC, and they run it all. And of course, when something happens, like you have
you're the one going to jail
coming from IFTA, they're knocking on your door, and then you go back onto the message group, try to talk to the people that you're supposedly partners with, and they're long gone. Yeah, they're gone. So I mean, and it's not just IFTA fines or inspections or anything like that. What if you have that catastrophic accident that takes place.
Yeah.
And you have federal investigators beating on your door. You don't have the safety records in your office. You don't know what kind of training anyone's had because you're this passive owner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've not seen that one. I've not seen that group on WhatsApp. Everything I've seen and experienced there has been, crypto, Bitcoin, just a bunch of gobbledygook and all this crap. But also now on Facebook Messenger, you can also get thrown in groups there too.
Yes.
And Instagram. So I'll get these notifications every once in a while, and it's on the spam section, but because you can toggle between what's real and what's not, I guess. But I'm finding myself getting thrown into these groups and chat groups and all this stuff on Facebook and Instagram too. So it's insane. But WhatsApp is the worst, though. It is.
Without a doubt.
3 or 4 times a week, I'm getting these. Oh, you're part of a group now. Well, no, I'm not, because how'd I get there?
Well, I would actually like to hear about how Modus is impacting our northern cousins. Mr. Robinson, I see you jumped in.
I was coming in to wish you guys a
Guys,
happy
I don't like listening to Canadian people talking about.
Take care, Nick. Keep that neck straight, huh?
Yeah.
Keep your head on.
Head on straight.
Sorry,
Joel. Good morning, guys. I was actually jumping in to wish you all a very safe, happy July 4th coming up and everything else of those wonderful days.
And a happy belated Canada Day to you.
Listen.
Yeah.
It's called Treason Day. Okay, get it right.
That's right.
Well, it's the 250th, so I'm hoping everybody will smile and have some fun despite their, beliefs and things of that nature. Because really, at the end of the day, all of my friends in the United States, they all tend to have fun and everything else, are still enjoying life, and that's the main thing, right?
Yeah.
So,
yes,
We're a bunch of ungrateful colonials.
That's right. But the biggest event of the weekend, Bill, I don't know if you heard, but Adam said he's going to be glued to the TV watching the, Jason Kelsey and Taylor Swift wedding. That's the biggest event of the weekend.
I will absolutely not be watching that because I could not care less. But all right.
You're watching it with us, kids.
What I will be watching is I will be watching Morocco lay that smack on Canada. That's what I will be watching.
Oh boy.
Here we go.
well, look at it this way when it comes down to it. Growing up, I'm half Italian, half Irish.
Yeah.
So for the most part, if the Italians didn't make the World Cup, cheering for Canada or Ireland really wasn't a big factor because they weren't usually in it. So last time we qualified and got knocked out in the first stage, obviously. This time it's pretty exciting for us to actually make it through to this as far as we have. And I know we're certainly not favored, but how many people were biting their fingernails yesterday when England was down 1-0 until the 70 some odd minute, right?
I was enjoying it, honestly, because number one, the day before was DR Congo's Independence Day. So, and I was in the stadium with a ton of people from DR Congo. They were some of the nicest people I've ever met. Like, just to sit and talk to you about football was amazing.
And I think the way, it's going right now, you look at the U.S., Canada, Mexico, I think as hosts, they're all doing a great job. The cities are all doing a great job. Seeing some of the phenomena with the Waffle House and everything else like that, watching that taking place down
The TikTok videos are hilarious. The number of people from foreign countries that are on TikTok and social media, and they're apologizing. We're sorry, America. We didn't realize you weren't bad. All we saw was the news.
Yep.
They're eating barbecue and they're eating Waffle House and
Hidden Valley Ranch dressing.
Hidden Valley Ranch dressing. Like it's nuts, man. I love seeing the people come over. The only thing I will say that I'm upset about is I'm upset that a lot of the cities like Boston and Philly decided to gouge people on everything they possibly could.
Oh yeah.
Like the freaking trams in New Jersey that are normally like $12 was $125 to go to the stadium.
Oh, no shit.
Beers in Boston were $27 a beer.
No. Hold on. Beer in Boston is a supply and demand thing. They ran out of beer, so you got to.
They ran out of everything but Bud Light. They wouldn't drink Bud Light. I'm serious as a heart attack. They ran out of everything but Bud Light, and the foreigners wouldn't drink Bud Light.
Yeah, that
I don't
was that's
John,
what
Budweiser, I
Coffee
can
inside-
change my recipe.
They were interviewing a guy, and he's like, "Yeah, we drank the Sam Adams, and then we drank the Smithwicks, and then we drank this, and it's like the only thing left is the Bud Light, and we don't want to drink that piss."
Well, that's when the government or law enforcement needs to step in. These people price gouging and go ream their
Oh,
asses.
dude, it's insane.
That's
Well, I
bunch
mean,
of
it's the
BS.
stadium. It's the
Yeah.
stadium. Like
I know.
I
But
was
they need to be
so
called down to the carpet on that one.
I was so appreciative of Arthur Blank yesterday when I
Yeah.
was at Atlanta. You know, everything was decently priced. You know, I got
Mhm.
a single beer for I think it's $12 for the big can.
Yep.
And then I got some barbecued nachos and it was $12. Like
Hmm.
decently priced. You're going to have some elevated prices because you're in a captured market, but they weren't ripping people off. And I appreciated that.
Here's a
You can get a
question
hot dog for $3.
Here's a question for Bill. I don't know. I guess it was you, maybe Adam, that brought it up earlier, or no, it wasn't you. It was maybe Nick. I don't know. Anyway, so the question earlier was, do we think that soccer would become the pastime and overtake the NFL here in the United States? Okay, that was John answered that. Let me flip that question to you, Bill. Do you think soccer will ever overcome Canadian hockey?
The answer, real quick, is no. So when you look at it, interestingly enough, Spence, if you look at a quick history thing, so because I'm old enough, we have a bunch of friends, including our vice president of operations, who's not a Leaf fan, that wears a shirt that says "losers since '67." Currently, right now, the Toronto Maple Leafs have the longest standing losing streak from winning a championship of any other sports team in the history of sports.
Wow.
And at this stage, you know, I was 5 years old the last time they won a Stanley Cup. Meantime, we've won 2 World Series, came very close last year. We've won an NBA championship, and yet Toronto still remains a hockey town.
Yeah.
So, Toronto Maple Leafs in hockey will always take its precedent in Toronto. The Leafs are sold out now for next year, even though they're likely not to make the playoffs again. They might, they may not. And when you talk about expensive drinks, you go to the Rogers Center, which is where baseball and even these things take place, as well as you go to the Toronto Maple Leafs Stadium.
Yeah.
Water costs as much as it costs for beer in you guys' stadium.
So what year did the Raptors win the NBA championship?
Oh, because he's got Kawhi back. He won it for us. I think that was about 8 years ago, wasn't it?
And who was one of the stars on that team?
Kawhi Leonard, and then we also had
Vince Carter.
No, Carter was already gone long before that.
Right.
He was probably one of our best we ever had Spence. But I'm trying to remember that there was. I'm not a basketball fan, but there was.
Yeah.
We had Kyle Lowry was one of the big guys we had with Kawhi at that time, and then we had a couple of other guys that really were strong supporting characters. I believe all of them have been moved or are in different teams in the States now.
Yeah.
But even in our boardroom, we have the picture of the final shot being shot with the ball in orange. Everything else is black and white. It's quite cool looking.
Well, you guys had one of the greatest dunkers in the NBA history, and he came from, right here in North Carolina. He was a Tar Heel.
Yeah.
And oh my God, I knew this was going to come back to North Carolina like every fucking chance we get. Oh God, I knew, like, when he just asked random questions like that, he's like, I'm gonna find a way to talk about North Carolina.
I have an agenda.
By the way, talking about Winston-Salem. I like them French fried taters.
The only thing we have here is Forest on this side. Pretty good at golf, though.
And to answer the original question,
golfers that ever came through out of Wake Forest, Arnold Palmer came out of here, Webb Simpson. There's
nobody cares.
Yes, Bill, squeeze out the host. Go ahead for what you're saying.
All I was going to say is, based on your original question, John, I was at CITT is our equivalent for the Canadian Institution of Transportation Training, and does all the legal and all that aspect. Really similar to a TIA. So we had an event, and when I was there, it's amazing how many brokers figured to comment, well, I have REMITs, so I'm okay. I have this, so I'm okay. I have highway, so I'm okay. The reality is that they're just starting to understand that without doing a scrape and SMS or something of that nature, and having additional vetting questions in place or sign-offs, that they're not covered by these because the system is just not up to date. If 93% of carriers don't have a safety rating, which is what Safer, Web is going to rely on, RIMS, FMCSA, then, everything is kind of out of date at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But by the same token, I think sometimes when you look at it, there's been a lot more panic than I think is necessary. If you're a broker that hasn't been using B-level and C-level carriers, you're really not in that much challenge. Because there's a couple things. One, SCOTUS said no matter what, negligence has to be proven. So if you've done everything you can from a vetting process standpoint that's available to you as a broker, and you've actually asked the carrier the right questions and they've signed off, then you've done everything you can at that point from a negligence standpoint.
Right.
The other aspect is what people forget sometimes. You can look at the legal people writing on it. But one thing that people forget to put down, the broker that hired the carrier is not found guilty, and you can't be found guilty either. So those two still have to be taken into account. And then when people reach out and ask me, well, a very large broker is involved in this, let go of 4,000 carriers in the last 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Well, let's look at those 4,000 carriers, get me the information. Let's see who they actually let go of. Are they people that shouldn't have been vetted moving freight in the first place? If that's the case, then I understand why they're getting rid of them if they can't show any of their actual records and everything else or have that in place. And no different. We did it in 2021, beginning of 2022. Right. We removed 4,000 carriers and had them all reapplied and proved they would be compliant. Unfortunately, the majority of them, 75%, failed. So our rates went up, but by the same token, we know who we're dealing with. We know the insurance they have in place. We know the authorities. So it does allow us to sleep at night and our shippers to sleep at night when we're brokering their freight and not running on our assets. If that helps answer your question.
Mm-hmm.
It does. And I think that helps clarify a lot of things for some of the brokers that are operating in the United States. If you have solid relationships with your carriers, you already know they're good. So you can actually have some comfort in utilizing those individuals. If you're trying to get somebody onboarded for the first time, that's really when the confusion starts to set in. And it can be very challenging. And to your point, you can only do the best you have with the information that you have. If you have it documented as your process, you have time-stamped information as to when you made your decisions, you're defensible. Right, wrong, or indifferent, you're defensible.
Correct.
So you may still have to show up in court, but you're going to be right out the door really darn quick. You saw how fast C.H. Robinson was dismissed from the Florida case. So, I mean, it's not unlikely. And now I think Matt Leffler said there's some 900 open cases right now where brokers are going to get drug into state courts to deal with this kind of thing. I'm waiting to see what these results are. You're going to have 50 different states setting 50 different sets of precedences. And what should a broker follow when things really start hitting the fan? What should be the guideline? We don't know, and we're not going to know.
It would be nice if there was like one consistent ruling that covers all the states that,
I think what you're going to find is the strictest state is going to win. And I think it's probably going to wind up being California or something like that.
Probably.
Where we're all going to, as brokers, set our baseline for what constitutes a safe carrier.
Right.
The other thing when you go into safe, which I'm sure all the brokers have done, does anybody find it interesting? And this is where the spot market broker is more challenged right now in selecting carriers. If you enter the MC into the safer and you go down to the bottom, you can see 22.6% average out of service. Well, why don't you run the MC on like 20 of your carriers? And you'll notice it's the same number at the bottom every time. So just telling you that they haven't had a safety rating put in place because they just put a default average there. Right. So when I did this with a couple of brokers last week, because they were using their RIMS as their example, and RIMS is a great software, don't get me wrong, but it's dependent on other things and scraping other things. in the case, if everything's only 22.6% out of average service, how do you know what the real out of average service is?
Right. Yeah. True.
So,
Hey, Bill, I've been missing you. This is completely unrelated to what we're talking about, but I've been missing my Canadian friend on the show. Just so you know.
well, I appreciate being back. I had to take some time off, not only because of business right now, because it's been growing, but at the same time, we've had some challenges international. So I sort of stepped in over the last 4 weeks and say that's, one of the biggest challenges I've ever dealt with would be an understatement. I've watched my rates go from 1,700 containers in Los Angeles to north of 6,000-7,000 right now.
Mm-hmm.
BC, they're around the same, all in USD, of course. We're seeing these rates are going to remain inflated into July. And I'm hoping the experts, which I am not one of, are correct, and we'll start to see rates start to come down in July. And that's provided no more unrest takes place in the Middle East, and there's no more firing at each other. So it's been real challenging right now, Adam. I mean, I've got rates coming at me that are like $12,000 a container now. And I'm like, no, this is insane. This is not possible. So rates are now at the second highest level next to COVID in the history of international shipping. And it's the entire globe, not just what comes to the U.S. and Canada, obviously.
And you still got brokers out there that are trying to get this stuff done for $2 a mile. And we called on Ducky was stuck in Kansas City because our project that we've been working on pushed out a week because of the 4th of July. And we called on a few loads coming out of Kansas City, 10 wide, 12 wide, one going to Houston, one going to somewhere down. I think it was Dallas, Fort Worth area, maybe Irving. I don't remember. Anyway, they would not go on the 12 wide. It was a 12 one wide, 12-foot one, going to Houston. And that's roughly 950 miles because of the routing that we have to take.
Right.
And they were paying $3,000 and they wouldn't go a penny more. Now, let me
$6,000 day.
Hold on a minute. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Now, here's the kicker to this whole load, okay? Is that in Oklahoma, because it's 12-foot one wide, you have to have a pilot car. And we called our pilot car company that we have a contract with, and we talked to them and said, "What's it going to cost us just to go through Oklahoma?" They said $750. So you back $750 out of there. Now you're down to $2,300. Then you have $167 in permits. For Oklahoma and Texas, we don't have to have Kansas or Missouri because we got annuals. But you just back that out. Now what do you have? That's $200. Let's just say $200 less. So now you're down to $2,100 for a 900-mile run, 12-foot one wide. All the liability is on us, and they would not go. And Circle Logistics, I'll name them. Circle Logistics would not come off that $3,000.
I have a question on that as well, but isn't Oklahoma, I haven't done it in quite a while, so I'm asking to learn and understand. But Oklahoma, when you have an escort or pilot, are you not also, if it comes into a Friday, that you have to shut down and you can't start back up again until Monday on those ones?
No, only on a holiday weekend.
Only on holiday weekends? Okay.
Yeah. Like tomorrow, they'll shut down. That they will have no
noon
permitting
tomorrow.
for tomorrow. They'll shut down at noon tomorrow, pretty much nationwide until sunrise Monday.
Yeah.
Well, since I learned, so what happened was, I'll be honest, when I first did my first oversized, first one went so smoothly, I thought, oh, this is easy. Second one, we moved a 120-foot beam from Texas to Ontario for a company that's no longer in business. We had to use an extendable. We did have to have pilots. We had to have a police escort through certain states. So when I got back all the numbers from that, at first it was just blowing my mind that we had all these charges. When I presented them all to the customer, they accepted. The only thing I didn't realize, and I wasn't told by my supplier, was when they hit the one state, of course, and Friday came, the state's troopers said, okay, we'll see you on Monday. Pilot said, we'll see you on Monday, and my truck was parked in a layover position until Monday. That I didn't know, and I learned that real quick, that that just cost me all of my margin on one move on behalf of that customer, because I'm not going to go raise their rate, and I'm not going to not pay the carrier and the pilots. It was my error for not knowing it. So that's the only reason why I was asking, because yes, we do have, like you guys, we have carriers that have 10, 12, 15-foot oversized permits, annualized and flatbeds, roll tights for domestic Canada. We also, our pilots and stuff don't shut down over the weekend, but I did run into that in many states, even non-long weekends. So
it just depends on the state. You know, that's one of the crazy things is every state is different. So you have to know and you have to keep up. That the best thing I could recommend is get a good U.S. permitting company and just communicate with them regularly. They're going to send out the notifications of, hey, you know, this is happening, so be prepared for permits to take longer, or be prepared for things to shut down at this time and not reopen until this time. That's one of the biggest challenges of doing all this is every state's different. I mean, if I remember right.
Who would you recommend is a good national permitting company? Because I never did oversized, but it would be a great question, a great thing to know.
So a lot of my guys use West Coast permits. WCS is one of the best out there. Comdata, yeah. I mean, you know, somebody like JR, they can do their own, but if you don't have the size of the fleet or you need knowledge, I would say WCS permits. They're awesome.
What I can tell you what I do, John, is when I reach out to, I have about 12 people on this platform alone that I consider SME when it comes to oversize and things of that nature in the U.S. So when I have something, I will reach out to them, and then they will provide their expertise with respect to that, and then generally I hire them. In Canada, we have the team and support. Like I have an Ocean coming in right now with 3 flat racks. These 3 flat
racks. My phones never ring.
These 3 flat racks that I have to move right now. We've had a carrier partner in place for 12 months on these now that we've been doing, and they're already in position. They will take it all. They'll run it all. They have every permit. They have everything they need. They know where to discontinue the flat rack at the port and everything else. So the oversized tires we just quoted, they're going to be $29,000 a container delivered U.S. And that is me paying $1,500 for my oversized carrier to return the flat rack in Edmonton versus BC. So again, they're experts in it. So I find learning from them, and more importantly, when they say, no, we need this, we need that. And
wait a second. You're paying $29,000 for an oversized tire from California to Canada?
No, from China.
Oh, okay.
I'm paying for a flat rack to come from China into BC and then go to Fort McMurray in northern Alberta.
Fort McNowhere?
Yeah, exactly. Been there, done that.
So,
Bill, you can, for when we used to run Canada all the time, we used Nova permits up there. That's who we used for our oversized permits for Canada, because we couldn't do those ourselves. So we used Nova permits. Once we, when we got to the border, they would have all of our stuff ready for us, so that when we went to Fort McMurray several times, but they'd have us all of our permits.
Correct. I've heard of them, but again, generally the carrier that we're using in our brokerage division, they're the ones that actually connected them directly and or have the permits in place. So we go that route, but I can share, getting back to it, right now, the ones picking up next week out of Halifax coming into Ontario, our rate per mile right now with them doing it, they've raised it slightly because of fuel, obviously, right now. But I think we're closer right now to around $6.25 a mile at the moment for those.
Well, Nova permits is good. Like I said, they're good. They're good for up there. They know all the rules and regulations. So if you have a tough time trying to get a hold of some information, just look them up online and call them. They'll talk to you.
Yeah.
Whether you use them or not, I found out that they're a very useful source for information for running through Canada with oversize.
Yeah, and as far as the rail goes, because I know on the Logistics Lounge we had a Freestyle Friday the one time, and one of the Canadians was always talking about hauling a heavy load on a truck, and of course a bunch of the guys on there were going, "You can haul that much weight?" And of course, then I presented the fact that we do coils out of Ontario to Vancouver, BC, and we move them at a roughly 197,000 pounds of shipment. For 12 coils at 6,600 kgs of coil. So we move them in bulk. It's all permitted. It requires, to do load planning. But in this case, we move everything in a gondola coil car. So it's a thin car that just holds coils. Load goes on to keep the water out of it. Load it on the rail, off it goes. So it has the security, safety, and CN Rail has an unbelievably good program in place to move these back.
What have y'all? I think we've talked about this before on here, but have y'all run into the AIs that are dispatching for these brokers?
I personally have not, because I don't typically dispatch freight. I usually work on the solution. The team does all of that. I've been brought on, I took it off today only because I was teasing when Rob, was asking how good I am at AI a couple of months ago. So I decided to call myself AI Bill for a while. But the reality is no, the ones that have been presented and everything else that's been put forward so far, I don't find them to be very effective right now as far as the ones over the phone, those dispatchers. There's still somebody that has to direct all of that. If AI is being used in a back-end remedial method or manner, it seems to be very effective and works very well. The other aspect is that what I've been reading over the last couple of weeks is AI is making companies more susceptible to fraud. So I think that's something we all have to be cautious of. No different when the internet came out. It moved so quickly. FBI, CIA, RCMP here in Canada, everybody had changed the way they did things because cybercrime moved faster than they could. Well, I think AI is moving so quickly, we're seeing some of the same things we saw when the internet first started. So we'll see how they manage that as we go forward.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting with, this AI dispatching model that people are going to try and go to, and how that's going to really play out.
I can tell you at Wellington right now, we still have people in all of our roles. Mm-hmm. They still, I believe, outperform the other aspects of it. They know the customer's freight. They have a relationship with the customer. We also, as a brokerage division, we have a customer service department. We have a 24/7 dispatching and tracking and tracing. And they're individuals that are sitting in our office or sitting at home at night. They're calling carriers going through all of that and putting through AI still.
Yeah.
So that's how we're still set up right now. And our CEO does believe in people first. But obviously, AI is going to take certain roles in our company from a back end standpoint and stuff. People understand that, I think, going in.
Right. Big change is already coming. People are hiring humans again. Like AI is so much more expensive, and people don't think about the API calls and everything down the line and how much money it costs. That they're costing some of them are costing 3 times what a human would cost. So
my largest automotive customer, who's also been a friend for the last 7-8 years, I started playing golf with them before I ever moved freight.
Canadians play golf?
Once in a while. I don't always get up, once in a while. So that's where I met him. And now at this point, when I was with him last year, he told me that they had bought a company, and because automotive was a bit flat, they were going to be going into this AI sector. Well, they've built 3 data centers already. And as they started announcing and building these, their stock went up by 10 times. Mm-hmm. When I played golf 2 weeks ago, their stock is right back to where it started from, and they believe some of the AI bubble may be bursting because nobody factored to a point, Adam. And I put it out on a thing one time. So everybody's looking at AI from a cost standpoint without the data centers factored in there. Now you take the data centers, which these guys have spent $658 million US to build them. That has to be recovered, that cost, which is what's supporting AI. But you're right, nobody factored that in and why the cost is going up so much. And then I love, because I've been off this platform, so I see a lot of strange shit has gone on. But I found it interesting to see people now at this point saying, okay, Mr. AI guy, show me your ROI. If I spend this much money, what am I going to get, and how do I get an ROI from this? And
somebody commented on a post I posted the other day, because I'm not a fan of AI, never have been, never will be. It has its uses, but I don't think it's going to replace anybody. But somebody commented on my post the other day and said, a lot of people sold picks and shovels to the 49ers going for the gold in California. And that one statement made a lot of sense to me. A lot of people are making money quick with empty promises, and they'll just fold up shop and be gone, and you're stuck with a product that you can't use.
Mm-hmm.
I think, I don't know if AI could help solve a medical problem for a loved one, we'd all applaud it and be, standing right there on a soapbox screaming how great it is.
Right.
So, to your point, I think AI, is going to be beneficial in a lot of areas, but it can be very intrusive and be very challenging in a lot of areas. So, there's going to be that back and forth. I know, listen, I'm much older than the rest of the group on here, so when it comes down to it, I may not be as big a fan of AI. I'm concerned for the young people and everything else that work in our organizations and other organizations.
Right.
But the thing I put up the other day, which AI consultants don't like, when I actually put a note on one of theirs about 6 weeks ago, I said, okay, tell me this. So if you replace 268,000 jobs globally at one of the largest American food companies, who becomes the consumer? Who's going to buy their products? AI cannot learn anything new, and more importantly, AI is not a consumer. It will never eat, drink, or buy anything.
Mm-hmm.
So if we replace all these people who've been buying your products with AI, who is your consumer at the end of the day when you do all of it?
They don't think about that.
No,
all they think about is potential profit, and they're short-sighted on their potential profit. Like I said, they're not factoring in what the increased cost of operating AI is going to do. And
it's going to be a massive increase.
What I found AI to be really beneficial for is data analysis.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Again, it's analyzing data. Somebody still has to interpret that analysis, and somebody still has to make decisions on how to utilize that analysis. That and making fun little backgrounds like I have behind me here. To me, that's what AI's best for, not for replacing people. It's just not worth it.
Well,
your AI background is better than my human background. I get that. But at the end of the day, I don't have to bounce. I just want to jump in and say hi. It's been too long.
Before you go,
sure, go ahead. Yes, you're getting cookies for Christmas. I don't care what you say, but go ahead.
Before you go, I wanted to share something with you. One of my drivers has been doing a bunch of Michigan to Canada loads for me, and he's like, you saved me. He said I was facing insolvency. He said we are not having any freight moving in Canada right now, and he said I just want to do something to thank you. What can I do? And I said, you don't have to do anything. He goes, no, really, I want to do something. I said, you know what? My kid loves making waffles with me on Saturdays. I said, send me some of your favorite Canadian maple syrup. And he did it. And dude, I'm here to tell you that Canadian maple syrup knocks American maple syrup out of the freaking park. There is no comparison. There is no comparison. He sent me 4 different ones. He sent me 2 in glass bottles, and then he sent me 2 in aluminum cans. And the syrup in the aluminum cans is incredible.
So Spence, what I'll do is, send me your address, send me a note. I'll send you one of the Quebec maple syrups, and you'll see what he's talking about. I've had them both. I think Vermont is very good. Quebec, though, you'll see when you get it, this pure maple syrup, the way it comes out, it's like nothing you've ever tried before.
Shoot me an email, Bill.
Well, Rob has everything, so he can do that because I do have to bounce. But here's what I'll say, Adam. Right now, what we're seeing actually is we're seeing a pull forward of inbound strategy. And rate right now because there is an increase of it at the moment. It's affecting our capacity and our rates because people are pulling forward that they're afraid with CUSMA coming to an end, as we call it in Canada, USMCA as they'll call it in the States. There's no question it looks like Trump is not going to renew, which means Mexico and Canada are likely going to be dealing with themselves more. We've seen our GDP go up from a global standpoint, but if you look at Canadian landscape is dominated by American retailers and shippers. They're pulling forward strategy quickly right now. They're shipping stuff south. So the stuff, the aluminum, everything else is going to be affected even more. So we're seeing more southbound currently right now, but that's just to stay ahead of CUSMA because once that disappears, what people don't realize is 85 to 90% of the goods, regardless of all of the rhetoric that's going on, has still been moving under the USMCA as free tariff goods.
Right.
Well, if it ends in August, September, October, those shippers would rather store it in a warehouse right now than start shipping during that period with all the uncertainty. Because no matter what, there's no way for them to replace 100% of the products they require. And no different than I don't think Canadians, when we look at it, are going to stop buying everything we buy from American consumers. Amazon is still dominating up here. When you look at it, you got Coke, you got Pepsi, you got Wendy's, you got every McDonald's, Burger King, we've got them all here. All of them at some point will source products locally here. Our biggest retailer probably right now in grocers is probably Costco.
Yeah.
So again, when you look at it, some of the things that the media puts out on both ends, and sometimes even comments made on Truth Social,
Yeah.
they don't account for the reality, which is if you took away hydro and fuel that we provide to the United States, the U.S. was in a positive $85 billion in trade because we buy way more goods and consumer goods from the U.S. than you buy from us.
Yep.
You think Carney's going to cave?
No. Right now, when you look at it, Carney we just had a GDP go up by 0.5 point. It's going to go up by 1.5% next month or quarter. We saw $2.6 billion worth of goods go out of one port on the East Coast to overseas. That would be steel and natural resources moving in different directions. So until, I guess, this gets resolved between the U.S. and Canada, which are always great friends, families, and partners together, our government is going to continue to look for opportunities to continue to keep Canada as strong as possible.
Yeah. Well, on that note.
Thank you, gentlemen. Be safe.
Yeah.
Later, Bill. Thanks
For
for
you,
stopping by, brother.
My favorite snow Mexican.
Bill, we'll get the address to you so you can send me some of that syrup. So, anyway, guys, I guess it's wind down time.
Yeah, I got some work I need to wrap up and then get my kid ready to go to the DMV here. So.
Oh God, you're gonna get him a driver's license?
Are you gonna do parent taught?
Yeah, I did it with my oldest, so I'm gonna do it with my youngest. So he already did the online thing and went through his classes and took his tests and all that stuff. So yeah, he's gonna get it. Which it honestly be good. Like he works at a sporting goods store, and sometimes a lot of times they have him close, and even during the weekdays, 11 p.m. is when he gets off. I'm usually in fucking bed at 10. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely be a plus for the wife and I. So
yeah,
and he's I would say this. I think a driver's license, as scary as it can be for a parent, I think it's a rite of passage, man, and it's a responsibility thing. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's a person, man or woman's first step into adulthood. Even if you get it at 16, like getting your license is a huge thing. You know what I mean? It is a massive responsibility that comes with it. So,
huge responsibility.
Yeah, he's been wanting to get it for a while, but we told him, hey, like there's other things you need to do in your life first before you get a license. You do these things, show us you can accomplish those, then we will let you get a license. So
yeah,
but
that's good parenting
man.
right there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got to sit back again. Fucking privilege. not a right. That's what I tell my kids about everything. You are the only rights that you have when you were born into this world is the right to live. That's about it, brother. Everything else is
taxes and die.
everything else is a privilege, man. You got to work for it. You got to show that you deserve it. So
yeah, I made my kids got their permits at 16, but I wouldn't allow them to get their license until they were 17.
Yeah.
They had to operate the horse and buggy?
Do what now?
Is that to operate the horse and buggy?
Yep, that's it. That's it.
How hard to pull back on the ring.
I made sure that they were well prepared for driving.
Yeah.
And they had to do it for a full year.
Yeah.
Well, what kind of closing thoughts do you have for us on that?
Mr. JR, go ahead, go first.
Okay, hang on just a second. I had to forward that email over to the mechanic. Well, I mean, this weekend is 250th of the U.S. and I hope everybody enjoys themselves and they're safe out there. Just remember, watch out for the truck drivers. They're the ones out there moving stuff so you can enjoy this. Also, I've got a new series of articles out. What if trucks had never been invented? The first 3 are out now. Fourth will be out at 1. And then I'm releasing pretty much 2 articles every day. It's probably going to run for a series of maybe 12 articles. Check those out. It's on my camp. It's for Camp Soapbox. And don't forget to buy my book. It's on Amazon. Frozen Freight, Iron Reach, and the 5th dot is due out sometime in August. Oh, and also I am working on the audio book right now.
Are you reading it?
We hope the audio book will be out sometime in mid-August.
Are you reading it?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm not. No.
John Cantera is.
Fantastic.
I'm gonna let John do it.
This is the double broker.
I would be honored.
Again for the camp.
He hired John for a case of Dome Shine. That's all it cost.
No, it wasn't. Golly, it was a case. It was a baker's dozen of donuts. Man, come on, get it right.
Okay, and a case of Dome Shine.
John needs to come out with a product called Code Jacks, not Kojak, but Code Jacks for
I would actually
head wax.
Yeah.
Actually, I'd love John to do it. I really would. I think he'd do it right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I'd appreciate that.
The real Mr. Spencer, what you got?
Man, despite all of our shortcomings, we live in the greatest country on the planet. Spend time with your family this weekend. Relish in the fact that we've made it 250 years, and pray for our nation that we make it another 250.
And don't forget your veterans.
Don't forget
They
your
made
veterans.
it all possible.
They did make it all possible. All y'all do me a favor. Come back next Thursday with all your digits. All right? Don't do anything stupid.
Can't promise anything for Rob Carpenter.
I can't wait until next Thursday's show because I want to hear.
I can't wait to see Nick Klingensmith show up next Thursday with his hand blown off.
So we can all tell our stories
of full body cast.
You'll never guess how I got these 3rd-degree burns.
John, what about oh, go ahead. Sorry, Adam.
I was just gonna say, have a great weekend. Watch some soccer. Love on your loved ones. Eat some great food. Have a good time.
Watch the wedding.
No.
Well, Spencer is obviously going to be watching that as much as he's talked about it.
When you're from North Carolina, you don't have anything better to do. So.
That's right. It's 100
degrees here. You want to know why I'm watching it? You want to know watching it? So there is a food vendor there. I know this guy back from high school, and he blah 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 blah. But he's from North Carolina, so I'm going to watch the wedding.
Selling famous hot dogs up there, but no, I'm not watching that. No, I'm not watching it. I promise you that.
John, what you got?
Well, I do need to stick my head back into the Ballo Shino. For those who are familiar with The Simpsons, you can check that out at Barney's Bolorama. Today on TikTok Diner, guest co-host with me is Adam Spencer. And I already sent you the link, Adam. So we are going to be hosting Jeff Dickinson as he rolls out his program in fraud prevention for shippers. Is an extensive program. It is going to be more of an educational webinar, but please be sure to check that out. That's in 90 minutes. Go to either the on YouTube, it's at Double Broker Bounty Hunter. On LinkedIn, it's going to be Freight Fraud Task Force page. And we're going to be on the Logistics Lounge X's page live as well. So be sure to check that out. And this weekend, if you are going to be in the Destin, Florida area, and you are going to Crab Island, you will find me on a pontoon boat hanging out with a group of people. Feel free to come by and say hi.
Come by, say hi, buy him a pina colada, virgin one.
Yeah, go catch crabs with him, right?
I'm gonna go jump in my plane and fly down there. And I'm gonna do a low pass.
Yeah.
Go get some of John's crabs.
Yeah.
You are nuts. That's all.
Mr. Pedro.
What do I got? Watch John's show.
Yeah.
And yeah, have a great weekend. I'm going to second of what Adam was saying. July 4th is always a great time. I love it. Most people in this country love celebrating July 4th. Obviously this one is a special one. Lots of cool events going on around the country. My city's doing some stuff. I'm pretty sure every city is. So make use of that free time with your family, people. Like, I mean, everyone loves to cook out. I'm a cookout too, but if you can get away, go see some fireworks, go experience something your city's putting on, and have a great time. Be safe. Like I've been saying to everyone, man, just please celebrate responsibly. Whatever it is you partake in, just do it responsibly. Don't be out there being on the roads, acting foolish and doing dumb things with explosives either. So, but hope everyone enjoys their.
You just took all the fun out of 4th of July.
Hey, you can still have fun and be safe, man. That's all I'm saying, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Don't throw
hold the
M80
M80 in your hand and see how long you can do it, JR. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's just as entertaining to watch things blow up from 25 feet as it is from 5 feet. I'm just going to put that out there.
Back up, Terry. Back up.
Firecrackers at firecrackers to the mailman.
That's it. But yeah, just everyone have a good weekend. Have fun celebrating the country's freedom, and just relishing it. Like Adam said, 250 years. It's a big thing. I mean, regardless of what's going on in the country right now, we're all at the root of this. We're all still Americans, right? That's what binds us together. Not politics, not the color of our skin, not our religion. None of that stuff. We are all Americans. We live in the freest of free countries on the planet. And that in itself is something to be happy about, especially with the shit that is going on the other side of the world. So just think about that. There are literally people who are going to spend this weekend hoping that they don't get bombed. So yeah, and I'm not saying that a joking matter. It's a serious thing. I'm just saying, think about the safety and everything that we have here. Celebrate that. Yeah. And next week, good week. Yeah, good week. Next, who do I got? Oh, Dallas Chandler. I've got a veteran coming on the show. She's an Army veteran, and she built her own truck. It's a POW MIA truck. Wonderful lady. She also found out she's an artist, like a true artist, like paints and everything. So quite a talented young lady. Really excited to have her come on the show. So watch that next Wednesday. And that's all I got, Spencer.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a whole lot to add to that, but it's just everybody celebrate this weekend. It's a big weekend. America 250. Just think about the men and women who helped get us here. The freedom that we enjoy every day. The men and women on the road, just keeping the economy going. Support those who deliver. And just like JR said, when you're home, with your families watching TV this weekend or, out Saturday night, enjoying the fireworks. Think about all the men and women out there in their trucks, making deliveries, making pickups, still out there driving the economy. You know, just don't forget them. Say a prayer for them that they get home safe back to their families, and yeah. And everybody just be safe and just be thankful for what you have, because it can give you gone in a flash.
Or a bang.
Yeah.
Or a bang.
Or a bang.
Or a bang. When it comes to this weekend, that's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that's gonna do it for us. Appreciate everybody watching. We'll see y'all next Thursday on another episode of the show. So everyone have a good weekend. Be safe out there. We'll catch y'all on the flip side. Now it's time to roll some beautiful bean footage.